So that was just me kind of noodling around on E Lydian mode and E Lydian chord. So a lot of you probably understood what I was doing, but someone did ask me in the comments around how to practice with a loop pedal. So I've got a loop pedal here and I set up that Lydian vibe, which is really just a, it's kind of an E chord with a sharp 4. The sharp 4 being A sharp. And the scale I was playing is essentially a B major scale. But it's very important when you're thinking modally to think in terms of the chord that you're playing over. In this case, an E Lydian chord or an E major chord with the sharp 4. You want to be thinking E major scale with the sharp 4. So you want to be thinking that rather than it's that mentality of keeping the underlying E feel that's going to really help you. And obviously it helps to know your way around the fretboard and linking different B major scales or E Lydian scales together. Occasionally, you know, occasionally I'll hit the wrong note, but it's kind of intentional as well because it's nice to get some of those colors and chromatic kind of notes in between. The passing notes are also really important. There's sliding. You can play the pentatonic version of it as well. So you'd be thinking in B major pentatonic works over an E Lydian scale. So I was doing that too, just to sort of simplify a little bit. So that would be an example of how to play over an E Lydian. You could choose another chord, like you know, it's nice to play over G Lydian. So the sharp 4 being the C sharp there. Obviously a bit of a flamenco sort of sound. This is a flamenco guitar, so you know they do that a lot. Something to think about with the Lydian chord is being that it's sitting in that spot, which happens to be the 4th mode. So for example, playing B major starting on E would be the 4th mode. Would be 1, 2, 3, 4. You're starting a major scale on the 4th degree, but often wants to resolve down to 3. So for example, which is the Phrygian, the 3rd mode. And then if you're in this tonality, you're going to want to go to the minor, which is, you know, the descending minor pattern, which is the Andalusian or Spanish cadence. If you're talking about what the scale is in relation to this, we've got a C sharp and F sharp. So the scale is D major, right? But we're playing those notes and focusing on, for example, the Lydian version, the Phrygian version, and then this would be the Aeolian or the B minor. So that works really well. Obviously, the most obvious one would be F to E. That's the other really flamenco. So that'd be the F Lydian, E Phrygian. Now, Phrygian dominant is probably the more correct way of saying it because it's got the G sharp in it. And essentially that sort of shows you why the bass part is so important. And again, you know, you could think, oh, we're just playing all the notes in C major. Yes, you are. But it's all about intervals. It's all about the way that you create a tension with the intervals. And once you understand that, and flamenco artists understand that implicitly, and jazz artists understand that implicitly, they can create that tension. And obviously the high level jazz players can create so much tension, sometimes it's hard to follow what exactly is happening. I like to use the modes to create a feeling and a spice and a mood. And certainly the Lydian mood is one of my favorites. So I hope that gives you some something to think about. And if you have more modal questions, chuck them in the comments, and together we'll continue to explore this fascinating topic. As most of you know, I have a membership portal called latinguitarmastery.com. LGM Members is the membership portal, and there's some tools and resources in there to help you further navigate this topic. So head over to that if you're interested. Otherwise, leave a comment if you're interested in continuing this discussion, and I'll catch you next time.